everybody, so in this video I'm going to be going over most of the gear that I have for my Pacific Crest Trail 2018 through hike that begins in like just over 2 months. Y'all, it is so close. This is not going to be every single piece of gear because I'm going to break my gear videos up into a couple different videos. I'm going to have this video, and then I'm going to have a clothing video and an electronic video. Let me know in the comments what you're interested in seeing. If you're at all interested in any of this gear, I will link my blog post that goes along with this video in the description bar below that has links to all of the gear that I'm going to talk about today. As always, please like and subscribe so that you can be notified for all the future PCT videos that are going to be coming out. So without further ado, let's jump right in. I'm gonna start off with the big four. So first off, we've got my pack. I'm going to be bringing the Osprey Kite 46 liters. I don't have like a specific reason why I chose this pack. The reason is I already owned this pack. When I lived in Hong Kong, I bought this to be my backpacking pack, and it has gone literally all over the world with me. Its name is Samwise, and I love it. It is a little bit small and a little bit heavy, but I didn't want to spend an extra like $300 to buy a pack that was gonna be like a pound heavier and like 4 liters more. So I'm just gonna go with this. I have read a couple different people, their blogs that have used this pack, and it seems to have worked out just fine. So yeah, it's gonna be fine. It comes with its own rain cover, and yeah, it's got lots of little pockets and doodads. Yeah, so I think it's gonna be fine. Next, I've got my tent. I am bringing the Big Agnes Fly Creek UL1. This used to be like the tent that everyone took. It's kind of lost some popularity in the last few years because some other, you know, better, newer tents have come out, but I'm really happy with it. It's super easy to set up, and it's super lightweight. Here are the 2 packages it comes in. It's not packed the way I will pack it once I'm packing my bag for reals, but I am pretty much going to bring everything. I know there are some ultralight packers, backpackers that are like, you know, switch out these tent stakes for ultralight ones. Yeah, I'm not. That's too much for me. Okay, so this is gonna be fine. The next piece of gear has to do with your ground cloth or footprint. Now, I feel like that's a really highly debated piece of gear. Some people swear by it and other people say leave it at home. So I kind of went middle of the ground. The footprint that comes with, or that you have to buy separately to go with my tent, is like $80. So I was like, no. So what I decided to go with is the Gossamer Gear Polycro ground cloth. This tiny package right here has 2 ground cloths in it, so I'll only be taking one, and then I'll get the other one shipped to me if I decide that I need it at some point, which I'm sure that I will. But this thing is crazy thin. Like, it's like saran wrap. I don't know how this is actually possibly going to help me, but it has amazing reviews. Like, some people said that the 1 ground cloth lasted them their entire through hike, which is crazy. So yeah, this is kind of like a slightly experimental piece of gear for me, but this was like $10 rather than $80. So yeah, I'm gonna bring this, and it's so lightweight, like, can't hurt. Next, we have my sleeping quilts. I decided to go with a quilt. I have the Enlightened Equipment Revelation. I got it in 10 degrees because I'm a really cold sleeper, and I'm so much more nervous about the cold than I am the heat. Like, the desert does not bother me. Like, I'm not worried about that at all because I'm really used to hot weather, but I'm not used to cold. So I got the Enlightened Equipment Revelation in 10 degrees. It's your basic sleeping quilt if you've ever seen one of these before, but they are so lightweight, y'all. I'm really, really excited to use this. I've never used a quilt before, but I will let you know how it goes. I haven't decided whether I'm going to bring a sleeping liner yet. I already own one sleeping liner that I bought in Hong Kong, but it's not silk, and it's a little bit big and a little bit heavy, so I can't decide whether to save money or save weight. So we'll see what I decide to do, but I kind of stupidly got the inside like a gold color just because I got the outside purple and the inside gold. I don't really know why. It is really pretty, but the gold is gonna get dirty real fast. So I feel like it is probably smart for me to bring a liner to just keep my bag as clean as possible. But that's just another piece of gear that I gotta buy that I'm not excited to buy. So we'll see. But it's so lightweight, it's great, and I think it'll pack down really, really small. Next, for my sleeping pad situation, I got the Thermarest Z-Lite Sole. I got it in the size small. Clearly, I haven't even really taken it out of the packaging yet. This is your basic, like, egg carton sleeping pad. I got it in small rather than regular, which was kind of a mistake. I didn't mean to. They were only selling this size, so I just grabbed it. But I think the small is gonna be fine. I only bought one so that once this wears down, I can decide if I wanna buy this exact thing again, or if I wanna get the regular, or if I wanna get an inflatable mattress. I know a lot of people, you know, start with the inflatable mattress, but my reasoning behind this was, if you watch like post PCT or post AT through hike gear videos, a lot of the people that do the post hike videos start off with the inflatable pads, and then they almost always seem to switch to this partway through the hike because either their pad got a hole in it, or it just wasn't as comfortable as I thought it was gonna be, or it was a pain to blow it up, or whatever it was. It seems like the majority of people end up switching, so I'm just gonna start with this. I've slept on really uncomfortable things in the past, so honestly, my sleeping pad was not something that I'm that concerned about. So, and it was way cheaper. That was like $35 versus like $110 for some of those inflatable ones. So, I'm a budget hiker all the way. Next, we have my trekking poles. They are the Black Diamond Women's Trail Pro Shock hiking poles. Clearly, I have not used them yet. They still have a tag on them. There wasn't a huge reason why I chose these. I knew I wanted either Black Diamond or Lecky because those are seemingly the two best brands that you can get. So I just went to REI. I wanted a women's specific one if I could find those. And out of those brands and the women's specific, these were the ones on sale. Yay! So I got these. And they seem fine. I think a lot of people hike with these. So I think they'll be fine. So when it comes to food, obviously the bear canister debacle that everyone gets so frazzled about, I'm just using the BV500, I believe that's what it's called. I'm gonna insert a picture somewhere because I don't have it physically with me. My mom is gonna be shipping that to me, so it's at her house right now, but I have that purchased. That's gonna be a real struggle to get in my bag once I get to that area, but I'm gonna figure it out as I go. Other than that, when I'm not using the bear can, I'm going to be using the Ursack Minor food bag. It looks like this. So this is by the brand Ursack, and this particular bag protects against small animals, rodents, mice, chipmunks, all those kind of things. Those things apparently are, you know, the biggest thing you have to struggle with on the PCT. So rather than, Ursack has a whole bunch of different options, but this is the cheapest. And it's like the most lightweight, so I think this is what, after weighing all my options, I decided on the Minor. I'm going stoveless. The only like cooking real utensil that I'm going to be bringing is this titanium spork. It's by Snow Peak, and it's a really cute color. Yeah, so I'm gonna do a lot of cold soaking. I'm gonna end up bringing a peanut butter jar or an ice cream jar or something like that to do a lot of cold soaking, and a lot of tortillas and stuff like that. I will make a video on my food that I'm gonna be bringing in the future, so be sure to look out for that. But yeah, I think this is gonna be all that I need. On top of that, I'm probably gonna bring some sort of knife, pocket knife type of thing. I haven't really decided on that yet, because I have like zero knowledge when it comes to knives, and so yeah, I'm gonna ask my daddy about that. Now on to water filtration. I am using the kind of go-to water filtration device that everyone uses, the Sawyer Squeeze. I have not even taken it out of the packaging yet. I've heard wonderful, wonderful things about this. Now for my water containers, for the desert, I'm gonna be carrying probably about 6 liters. So I'm gonna carry 2 1-liter Smart Water bottles, and then I'm going to be carrying 2 2-liter water bladders. Now these are kind of relatively new on the backpacking circuit. The patent is still pending on these guys. but I heard really amazing reviews on them. So they are by C-N-O-C, Knock Outdoors. This is the Vecto 2-liter bladder. Their website shows that they're really, really strong. They show them like people standing on them and they're full. They're a really cool way that you close them. They close up like dry bags. So they like fold forward. And then you put this clasp across. And the really, really kicker awesome thing about them is the wide mouth. So things like the platypus and the Sawyer ones, they just don't have very wide mouths. So it takes forever to fill them with water. So this is going to be a lot easier. Once I get past the desert, I might end up mailing both of these or one of these home. But for the time being, I'm really excited about this. The top also fits the Sawyer squeeze. This is a piece of gear that I will update you guys as I move along because it is, like everyone knows that the Sawyer squeeze works, but not everybody knows whether this is a good product or not. So I will let you guys know what I think as I use it on the trail. I also have everyone's favorite piece of gear, the Deuce of Spades for, you know, digging poopy holes. It's so lightweight. And, you know, why not? It's good for leave no trace. One bit of advice for you guys. I bought this off Amazon, and I was gonna get the blue one just cause. And I checked the price of the blue one and it was the full price, like $23 or whatever. And then I just randomly clicked on the other colors and they were all different prices. I saved like, I think altogether like $6 on this puppy. So check multiple colors because who cares what the color is? Just save that green. Next, for my GPS safety locator device, I have the Spot Gen 3. This was a gift from my parents who want me to stay safe. So yeah, it's a little bit expensive, but I also think there's Garmin ones that have like texting and stuff, which I think is just, I don't need that. So this is gonna be just fine. I'm hoping that this will be my most useless piece of gear that I never actually use on the trail because I don't plan on being in an emergency. Almost done. A couple last minute pieces of gear. I have my headlamp. I don't have any, I don't even know what brand this is. I bought this in Hong Kong and we went camping like once. But it worked great. It's a really good little headlamp. It adjusts. It has a whole bunch of different settings. It has the red light, it has the bar light, I think it has SOS. So yeah, it takes AA or AAA batteries. So yeah, it's absolutely nothing fancy. I did not go fancy schmancy on this, but it works just fine. So budget where you can. I had bought an actual trail towel that was still kind of big and I decided I did not need that, so I returned it, and then I remembered that I had this little puppy. Look how tiny this is. This is, I also don't, this is by the brand Campac. Means I also bought this in Hong Kong, so I don't know if you can find it anywhere, but look how tiny it is. Look at that. So yeah, this is kind of gonna be the best of both worlds because it is, I will have a towel, but it's so small and so lightweight. I can just hook it to my bag and forget that it's there until I want it. I also have a head net for when I get to those pesky mosquitoes. Yeah, this is by Ben's. It's the Invisinet. It's super small, super lightweight. Just goes over your hat. I will probably ship this to Kennedy Meadows because that's when I hear, like, around the Sierras is when the mosquitoes start to get real bad. And then last but not least, this is a piece of gear that I'm going to start the trail with, but I don't know if I'll end up keeping it, and it is a travel pillow. This is by Cocoon. It's the Hyperlight Air Core travel pillow. Not a specific reason why I chose this, I just already had it. I bought this also in Hong Kong for being on airplanes. It was a horrible airplane pillow because it just does not conform well to sitting up, but I think it'll be fine for laying down. So I'm gonna start with this, see how much I need it. I might decide like, I don't need a pillow. But I'm gonna start with it. It's pretty lightweight, but it also is not super lightweight. So it might be something that I end up shipping home, but I'm gonna start with that. There you have it. That is all the gear that I'm gonna show you in this video. Things like micro spikes, ice axe, bits of gear that I haven't mentioned here. I have not purchased those yet. I'm still weighing my options. So I would love to hear from you guys if you have any suggestions on those pieces of gear. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.